Have another beer, buddy.
Chatty chat chat chat. I think that they probably said that being shorter is advantageous.
Well, they need to teach me then. There you go. So we had to poke a little fun at him. Call you Ginger Swag.
Yeah. If you weren't bowlers, what would you have liked to have done instead? Anything else. Literally anything else.
That's a great answer.
The horse is so dead that it's on some kid's school project in a landfill already.
And there you have
it.
No. We'll talk to Ninja one more.
Terrible idea.
There's another one over there. Hang on.
Yeet.
We're having issues.
Yeah, technical issues.
Beer is not cooperating.
Yeah, of a liquid nature.
Yeah, that's going to...
Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't think that that's going to be a thing, so...
I mean, it's all... I guess I can... Here's that.
Yeah.
I smell like...
I could get a different glass.
Chocolate.
Yeah, that's just... Get you
it's like thick, completely thick.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? We had, as you can see, we had a failure opening a beer here to start the night. Welcome to episode number 85 of the Breakdown Pair. Luke will be right back in just a moment, and we'll get started. And I also want to start by saying congratulations to Marshall Kent on a major victory. So we'll probably start off the show, talk a little PBA, and get into a season recap for us and some goals that we had this year. Did we accomplish our goals? Did we fall short? Since Luke and I's season has come to an end as of this last Thursday. So we will get right into the action here in just a moment. We have to get clean mugs here.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that stuff is good to drink anymore.
I don't know. Probably it wasn't good to drink the first time. There's some on the table still underneath the coaster.
Oh. Anyways.
Yeah, that stuff won me a glass at the beer and chili contest.
I reeked
yeah,
beer porter.
It wasn't good to drink the first time.
I told them that started off with congrats to Marshall Kent, and probably started with the PBA, and we can go into our stuff unless you want to go the other way around.
No, we can talk about PBA stuff first.
I'll leave this right here for now, just in case it's needed.
Funny having this gigantic ass
mug for this little bit of
milk. For this little bit of. This is peanut butter milk stout.
Oh, that's really good. What's up, everybody in the chat? Nico, Thomas, Brian, James. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Noms.
We appreciate it.
Yep. So the TOC show was very interesting. Basically everybody bowled. Like the games were very competitive. It just Marshall got a break or two every game that everybody else didn't get. Sterner started off with 4 straight opens in the first match. And so Marshall also went like spare, open, or something like that. So yeah, it wasn't a great night for anybody by any stretch of the imagination. But Marshall, throughout the course of the day, gutted on the front 6, and then got a 3 count later in the game against EJ, I think. And so yeah, it was just the pattern sucked. They were tight. Nobody really. I mean, I think Matt Ogle had the best look of anybody.
Yeah.
But Marshall got 1 break in that game and threw 1 less bad shot than Ogle did. But I called it once that match got over with. Like Ogle shot 220 something. I'm like, that's going to be the second high score of the day. He just happened to get beat by the top score, and that's exactly what ended up happening. I mean, it was just it was an ugly day, but it's one of those things that Marshall kept it in play. And at the very least, everybody's talking about how lucky he got. But if you go back and look at it, like you take the breaks away from Marshall, he's still either winning the game or like neck and neck with him. So it's not like, oh my gosh, well, he bowled a terrible game and got bailed out. It's just he bowled at least as well as everybody else did. He just got the breaks to go along with it.
But that's what it takes, though, to win out there. You're gonna get some breaks and get lucky.
Yeah.
Not everybody's a superhuman like EJ Tackett.
Yeah.
Guy's ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the year that he's had with all the TV shows. It's amazing. He's only won twice. No, twice. Yeah, he won twice, right?
He's got like 8 or 9 TV shows,
which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to think about. Also, shout out. Yes, I will do it. Shout out to my buddy Brad Miller for almost getting into the show and creating a little Cinderella story there, but he pulled his butt off this week in a rough situation where he didn't think he was bowling. And actually what he said on his vlog, where he kind of poured his heart out to the camera a little bit, you got to feel for him. So it kind of shows you the mind of what those guys go through. So shout out to him for awesome bowling. We'll try and get him on the show as soon as we can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got the tour finals coming up this weekend.
Yep. Oh, that is this weekend, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That one's okay. That beer's okay.
Yeah, that's what you taste it and it's like, okay, cool, but I just don't want to drink any more of it. So it's one of those things where this is pretty good. I don't want any more of it, but it's pretty good.
Here, Lloyd, this helps.
EJ did have a shoulder issue later. I guess it's kind of been bugging him, and he went out and played a round of golf anyway, and Randy had to be Randy about it.
Of course.
But he was throwing it a 10-pin or something, and it kind of messed him up in about the 6th or 7th frame when the match was quite a bit closer, and I think it did affect him for a couple shots. But once he kind of made the little adjustment, he just dead tugged one when he could have put the game away.
Yeah.
In the 9th or the 10th frame, he just dead tugged it.
Aggravated a pre-existing injury that he was going through. Oh, gotcha. I was answering that question. At least he toughed it out. Unlike, what was it, Kyle Treep with his thumb or finger or whatever it was at one time, slapping the guy's hand in the crowd.
Yeah. And then he got awful quiet and started reading that book, and then everybody's...
My thumb hurts. Someone read a book.
About that, yeah.
But yeah, from what I understand, it was a pretty good show. I didn't get to watch it, but I did see the gutter ball.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't he also throw another one out the window, you said?
He threw several out the window.
Okay.
He threw at least one ball out the window. And then, in the 10th frame, when he needed it, he could have shut Simo out, but he gets up there and throws and misses the head pin right.
Oh, yes.
He picked up the spare, and then Simo wrapped a 10-pin.
Yes, I remember seeing the highlights of that now, and it was a good shot that Simo made too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really good shot.
Yeah, he was a little firm with it, and that's what some people have pointed out. It's like, well, Simo didn't really. He let go of the shot, and it's one of those that you're going to wrap a 10 as soon as it's off your hand. It's like, come on, give it to me. But yeah, he was a little firm with it. It went just a pinch too long and wrapped that 10-pin.
It's I know the season's not over yet, but it's kind of sad it's over. I enjoy watching the shows when I get a chance to watch them. I usually don't miss them, but they always seem to fall when I'm bowling. So
yeah, they have a few more events, but they're kind of stretched out.
Yeah,
it's kind of a weird. And the PWBA starts
this week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's this weekend. Yeah, it is this weekend actually, because it's February 2nd through the 5th or something. Hi, Misa. I know you got to come. I know. Hi, sweetie. You got to come right back down here.
Uh-oh.
You weirdo.
Here comes other trouble.
Yeah. We're doing buck sauce.
Yeah, I think. Well, if you guys care, the women are starting up this weekend. Yep, we do.
Yep. I talked a little bit about that. So what we got here is the PBA playoffs,
which I think they're recording for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we got that this weekend.
Well, I guess
we skip 2 weeks and more PBA playoffs. And then we have the tour finals the second weekend of June. Then we got the Lucy in the middle of July. Then we got the PBA, PBA 50, and PWBA trios, which ought to be interesting. That's the first weekend of August. Then the Lucky Larson Masters is in Sweden, first weekend of sort of last week of August, I guess. And then the Elite League finals are the middle of September. So yeah, they're really dragging this stuff out, these last few events.
Oh, the trios are at Hijinks, huh?
Yeah.
Good old Jonesboro.
That's not too far away, actually. Some of this stuff, like hopefully, I don't know what next year's schedule is going to look like, but every single time something's close, we've got something going on.
Yes.
Might just have to take the kids to Wichita for a couple days next year if it's the same thing, because our daughter's always here right in the right in the middle of that, so we couldn't go down to Wichita. But we might just, hey, we're just going to take a trip to Wichita. You guys can go.
They've been at the North Rock the last 2 years, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll see if maybe they'll come back again. I'm thinking they probably will.
Yeah, I'm sure with Bolero owning them now, I think that'll probably be a thing.
State bowling or Kansas State tournament next year is going to Brent Bauer's new place, Seneca.
I'm looking forward to that. I've been in Seneca once. I haven't been to Derby.
Derby, I've never bowled at. Seneca, I have bowled at. No, I think I have been to Derby. I think I bowled at both for state. I think once. It's been a long time ago though. But
yeah, I was in Wichita for work, and Lockwood bowled a league at Seneca. I'm pretty sure. So, all right. So yeah, the PWBA schedule. We got the Twin Cities Open this weekend. Next week they're in Rockford. Then the Queens is the week after that in Green Bay.
That early in the season?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then the Classic Series in Nashville, first weekend of June. Going to be Southern Indiana Open the following week. The week after that's the U.S. Open. Then they have the SABC mixed doubles, and then they have the Tour Championship week, which is kind of like the World Series of Bowling. They've got like 3 tournaments. So it's kind of like a mini World Series for the women.
Yeah, that schedule's awful.
It exploded.
Oh.
So yeah, that I had to put that there because you were feeding dogs.
I wore it.
So yeah, that's why the cam's all nasty and the mug got rid of. So
do you want me to just dump it all?
yeah, just get rid of it.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be very good, anyways.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I guess it wasn't in the first place.
Yeah, it wasn't very good to begin with.
Yeah,
I almost went to do that. I figured I'm gonna come check first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that schedule's terrible.
Yeah, it's just awful. They only have 8 scheduled things. 2 of them are the majors, the Queens and the Open.
Standard majors, yeah. Well, not
So
standard.
they only have, and then the mixed doubles is something. Well, that's
the Lucy.
That's the Lucy.
Yeah.
So they only have like 4 regular tournaments, 2 majors, and then the Tour Championship week, which is just kind of, we're just going to cram a bunch of shit together.
Yeah.
So that's just an awful.
Well, I just thought there was going to be a bigger thing because the popularity's there. Like Nico said in the chat that they're having to do a PTQs the first 2 weeks for the women's events because there's so much interest in the events.
There's so many of them signing up.
So what is going on here?
It's just USBC being USBC. I really wish that they would sell the PWBA to the PBA because I think that there'd be a lot of options to do there. I don't know if they want to do a couple of women's league teams anymore, or I think it would be great to have when you draft the PBA league teams, maybe add a couple more teams, but have one woman on every team,
right?
At least, mix it up, make it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Think that
it looks like every year that the schedule gets worse and worse.
Yeah,
and it's hard to gauge interest in it when they're. I mean, it's basically not worth watching at that point.
Yeah, when everything's on Bowl TV.
Yeah, they make it hard to see it, yes.
Yeah, so the only thing that you're really seeing is the Queens and the U.S. Open, and plus with Bolero owning all these centers now, and they could have some stuff at North Rock. There'd just be so many more opportunities, and I know that Tom Clark could figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, too. Like you said, everything's on Bowl TV, so to be able to watch the best women bowlers in the world, you have to pay for it. They don't, at least the PBA, during their season, you get to see them on Fox. So, I don't know. It's just strange. They don't dump any money into it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, Nico, we didn't go down to Springfield because we had just had the first week of February. We had just had the kids here and spent all kinds of money. Plus we had, Storm cost us $2,000 with his issues, and Aspen had spent a couple days at the vet, and it just didn't have the money to go down or the time because we had our daughter and her family were in town for a couple weeks in January, and I think we had something else going on. There was some other thing that we had scheduled that time too. So yeah, it's just every single time something is close, we just can't make it for one reason or another. But,
yeah, our sign's not on.
Yes, we'll see. Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting because I used to the other camera. With the other camera, that had just completely screw the camera.
Yeah, this camera's great. I have this one at work.
Yeah, let me see. I don't think I don't think they have the. Yeah, they don't have a.
For what?
They do have tour trials.
We could talk a little bit about the tour trials since we haven't discussed that because that was announced. Well, that's since been announced since our last show, not including when we were doing all the World Series shows. But
Yep.
Thoughts?
Middle of August in Chicagoland. So they're going back to the exempt tour, and it's one of those things where it's everybody wants to see everybody else getting a chance to do it, but you've got a chance to go through the PTQs and whatever else, and people are, well, that's not enough stability. They need to be able to. They can't worry about having to make it through a PTQ first and whatever else. But
Right.
It's just, I'd have to talk to Tom again. I think that we, on one of the bowlers shows, I think it came up about going back to the exempt tour, and he has several reasons for why they're doing it. But it's one of those things where it's no other professional anything lets people just sign up.
correct.
And it's so easy to get a PBA card that the PGA, you still have to have.
You have to have a card.
Yeah, you still have to go through some stuff.
And that's why they have the regional tour. So you could say, well, the PGA tour or they have the Corn Ferry tour, but that's what the regional tour basically is. So you can cut your teeth down in the regional tour until you can get your way in. I think it's going to create for a lot of excitement. The tour trials back in the day when they used to run the tour trials was really exciting to watch. You weren't really able to watch it other than following the scores because they didn't have the streaming stuff that they have these days with back then, I think it was just before Extra Frame came around that they stopped doing the PTQs. But, a lot of guys are going to go into that for the tour trials, and pour their heart into it because it's either a job or no job at that point.
You're okay, baby.
Which sucks to see it get to that. But at the same time, it does create some excitement. So, I know Brad's going to have to go back through it. He's going to have to hit the tour trials. I don't know. Does anybody know if Kyle Sherman got enough points to be exempt? Because I know he missed a lot of tournaments.
Yeah, let me see. They got the points ranking loaded here.
What was the number? 42, 44?
I guess we can look at 43.
43.
The top 43, and then they're going to award 12 more spots, I think it said.
What's this one?
So this is a Causeway IPA. This is Jess from down in Bama sent us this stuff. So, all right. So
Kyle has enough. Good.
Yeah, EJ's got almost 30,000 points, which is 7,000 more than Marshall Kent, which is interesting that, they've, of course, Marshall winning yesterday. They're actually updating the PBA website now, Marshall Kent, with that nice little check.
Is yesterday. That as of yesterday then?
Yep, that's as of yesterday. 2 titles, 8 caches, 13 events. EJ has 11 caches, 2 titles. Simo's very quietly kind of been up there, I guess, too. He's got 1 title, 10 caches.
Hi, buddy.
Hi, Buck Sauce. What are you doing, Buck Sauce? Belmo's in 5th, which it's kind of funny that it's like, well, Belmo you haven't really seen him a whole lot this year, but
he's made $100,000.
Yeah. Matt Russo had a good year. Kyle Troop had a good year. Zach's had a good year. It's kind of funny that everybody in the top 7 is over $100,000, and then Zach's had a really good year, and he's at 55 for a couple months worth of work.
Still the most money he's made on tour by far. Bug Kroll, as we know, Bug won. So Bug, and that's a really good question, Nico. I'll ask Luke. Maybe he'll know. Maybe James is in here. Maybe he'll know. Do you guys know if players that have a title don't have to bowl the PTQ?
If they got a title this year,
because of the exempt field.
With the exempt field, I think that's one of those things is that I think that it's going to be a little different going forward. But people that are in the number, Tom Smallwood had a good year.
He did, and that's another one that was a really quiet good year. Chris Fye, you never heard his name all year.
Yeah,
there he is. Graham Fall bowled well this year.
Come here, pig dog.
When the left was good.
I think it's skewed for the lefties because Packy made a comment. They had one of those. They asked him like, "How's your year gone?" And Packy's like, "I feel like it's been an A, C for it. It's been an A, but a C on the left side." just because it's been what it is. But I mean, the left was definitely walled in at the World Series bowling.
Yeah, it's like Packy's picture is sideways.
Yeah, Packy had a good year. Fa, Andrew Anderson, AJ Johnson, Jason Sterner got a lot of help by making the show. Jake Peters, quietly a good year. But this is the sad thing, though. Like Jake's had a good year, $40,000.
No, you trade that money.
Tom Doherty, $35,000. Prather's made $50,000. Don Barrett's only made $30,000. Matt Ogle's made $40,000. He's got a business though, so he'll be all right. So D-Ron Booker, cash once,
$100,000.
It was a big one,
Yeah.
but he's in the points that got him enough. Just winning he's got 9 tournaments, 1 cash, and it was that one event. But he's only really bowled part time anyway. Richie Teese is in there. Eric Jones has had a good year.
Where was Barnes at? Did we see him yet?
No.
I don't know if he's out.
No. Kevin Williams is in the number. Sean Lavery Spar is 30th.
Nichupe.
Dombrowski actually quit his job he's going to chase it full time now. He's in the
Did he really quit his job?
Yeah, he's in the number. Kyle Sherman is in fact in the number.
Wow, that means he had to have some really good consistent tournaments because he missed a
Yeah.
lot of events.
And he bowled 8 events. He cashed 3 times, but he did make the show. One of the shows.
That show helped. Missed by about 600
CRA
points. Ouch.
Championship round appearances.
Now the question is, somebody like Barnes, does he actually try the PT or the trials?
I would bet that Barnes would do the trials. I'm not sure how much he's going to chase it. If Dio Bernard.
I'm excited to see Dombrowski though bowl it full time.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that people just don't understand how many good bowlers out there could compete on tour if there was money in it and it was worth chasing. Like you're only seeing the people that are chasing the tour. You're not seeing, the people that are good enough to be out there.
Yeah. Keep going, James, as we have to see Dick Allen's picture. Thomas Keiko.
You dingo, you eat that thing or you play with it over there.
Thomas Keiko he's in.
Buttrick had a bad year.
Is
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the.
Stu,
It's not just me.
Stu hasn't had the greatest year.
I didn't think of it until you said that.
Stu has some other things going on, I think. Ascona, Sean Rash. Yeah, Sean Rash only made $15,000 this year. But I think a lot of the pros, their contracts with the
they're
manufacturers. Fine. They pay, a lot of them get their entries paid for. They don't have to pay. They still have to pay for drilling, but they don't have to pay for whatever else.
Unless they have it worked out in a contract, the drilling thing. They can.
Plus they get some kind of a salary.
I gotta tell you what, Nathan Bohr is a guy that's still grinding away.
Oh my God.
He just missed the number, but he's still like. I thought he had a decent year. I thought he made. Yeah. How many cashes does he has?
4 out of 13.
Nice.
He's one of those. He's just like the 40-year-old virgin. I mean, the guy has been. I don't know how you can be that good for as long as he has been and not have accidentally won a title.
Yeah.
At some point.
And
I think he's got plenty of regional titles.
He just missed a show.
Yeah.
Where he actually took out Brad in one of those best of 7 formats, which I still am on record saying I absolutely love that format. But
yeah, so I think he's 44th. So AJ Chapman's the last one. Zach Tackett's just out. DJ Archer, Chris Barnes is just out. Dick Allen, rip.
Right.
Michael Martell's just out. Frankie's not in the number. Let me go back and see what the number is again. 43 players and then a dozen exempt spots will be awarded. So let's go back.
So 12 for the tour trials, right?
See what notable names are on the outside because it's not just Brad.
No, it's Barnes is there, obviously.
Yeah.
DJ Archer.
Barnes, Dick Allen, Frankie.
Maldonado.
Brad's out. Darren Tang. Kevin McCune.
Yeah, he did not.
After the year that he had last year.
Well, he had a major championship last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he Nate Purchase.
Yeah. Nick Pate is out. Wes Malot's out.
I thought
11 tournaments and 1 cash. Wes will run over some PBA league.
Oh yeah. He just doesn't look like he's physically there.
He's not. His knees are in bad shape, and he's a Sasquatch with bad knees, and so it's just in a sport when you've got to get down low.
Yep.
Mikey Schleybaugh made an appearance.
Cut.
Ronnie Russell's out.
What's up, Clint Harris? Did you want to mention his deal while?
Oh yeah, we haven't shipped your ball cut because Angel's going to put it in the box with the ball. The ball's almost done, by the way. I'll cut and finish that up tomorrow.
Showed a Tim Foy,
Avery Spar, Benji Martinez made a show, and a lot of these are part-time. But like Zach Weidman's a part-timer. Keplinger, I think Keplinger's one to watch.
I think he's finally bowling it full time.
I think, yeah. So I think that he made a show, and he looked pretty good. I think he's one to watch at tour trials.
Yes, he did sign a national contract too, staff contract with Hammer. So
yeah,
he will be bowling full time. Tom Hess, I know he's not the Tom Hess that he was once before, but that's still a name to see because he's been out there for so long.
Yeah, I think he's doing enough on the PBA 50 tour to kind of float him.
And I think he's got that gig with Bull TV that I don't know if he'll be doing it next year if he's not at every event. So
yeah, and then you get into some other names here.
Snodgrass, Ethan Fiore.
Yeah, Pontus Anderson, Thomas Larson, Ryan Simonelli's had a wretched year.
Oh yeah, he has. Holy crap!
Yeah, really bad.
Who else is down there?
Ildemar Ruiz.
Joe Grondin, after having a really good year last year.
Uh-huh.
Joe Grondin had an awful year too. He didn't make any money.
Did not cash in a single tournament.
I don't think he made it out of very many PTQs.
Yeah.
Matt Zweig.
That's the other thing too. Is if you're chasing the tour, and that's going to be the problem. Is that if you bowl the PTQs, you're going to have, if you're chasing it around and you don't make it out of PTQs, you can't do that for very long. Zeke Bate, Matt Kuba. There's some other. Most of these are part-timers down here. Gary Faulkner Jr.
I didn't even realize Gary Faulkner Jr. bowled that many times.
Yeah, 5 tournaments.
Yeah, Roger, that's going to be pretty cool to be able to be in the Chicagoland area to watch the tour trials. I think there's going to be a lot of talent in that building. That's going to be awesome.
Austin Bowles with the cash. 3 tournaments, 1 cash.
The cash was the Masters, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No. Or was it the Open?
I can't remember.
He made one of those match plays, didn't he? Swore he did anyways. Maybe I'm wrong.
He made a bracket, so I think it was the Masters. I think.
That sounds right.
Anthony Nyer didn't make any money. Martin Larson, 7 tournaments, no cashes. Pepe bowled a couple of them, but he's retired.
Chris Sloan, he's 12 events, and he's all the way down there.
Yeah, he didn't cash a single time.
Interesting. Mitch Beasley. Didn't even realize Mitch Beasley bowled anything this year.
Yeah.
Nate Garcia, did he even cash anything? It looked like he quit bowling.
Yeah. Parker Bones.
Because he was bowling the PTQs every week. Maybe he finally got fed up with it.
Yeah, I think the rest of these down here are just part-timers throwing some stuff in. David Haynes, Spencer.
Tim Pfeffer.
And this is weird. Spencer bowled 6 tournaments, cashed 4 times, made $12,000, and somehow has 135 points. I don't know how that works.
That doesn't make sense. Cam Crow. Okay, so John Lander Hess announced in the booth that he was done on the kids' tour as of the last qualifying block, other than the Masters, TSC, and as long as they will let him bowl it.
Cool.
Sweet. Hi, buddy.
I could have put that up on the screen, but that's at the. You can go check that out. Just search PBA and the
What's up, buddy?
PBA Tour Trials. It'll pop up and you can get in there.
Cool. Well, we have that going.
Yeah, that might be something. Bolero Mountain, they're bowling at different.
They are bowling at different
places.
centers.
Yeah, Mount Prospect.
It's a lot of bowling.
Monday, August 19th, and we start league that week, so not like I wouldn't mind missing some league to go watch some tour trials, but I'm sure that we'll be able to catch something else later. But yeah, Mount Prospect, Woodridge, River Grove, Mount Prospect, and Deer Park. So they're bowling at 4 different centers anyway. Viper, Dragon, Cheetah, Chameleon, Scorpion, Shark.
Why the one day the Viper Dragon?
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Unless that's a typo.
That's gonna be a lot of bowling.
Mm-hmm. They don't use Viper anymore, so I would almost think that that's Dragon.
Because I don't know how many games are those 5-game blocks or are those 6?
6 game blocks.
So they're gonna bowl 12 games a day.
Yeah,
That's
12 games a day for 5 days. That's rough. That's 60 games in a week. Competitive games. It's one thing because I can go out when we're filming and I can put in 15 games and not really be okay, but that's not like competitive games.
Oh yeah, it's a different animal.
When you're sweating every single shot and every single shot's important, that makes it feel like 3 or 4 times as much. Hi, Pickle Chips.
Hello.
You smiling pig.
Well, hello.
You smiling pig. Our names are in the way. Oh, puggles.
There's the face.
Yeah, you smiling piggy. You're a funny pig. Does Mama need to take you outside?
Look at that face.
You go outside, pig? An outside pig?
Sounds like it.
That's what they want. But
What time is it?
yeah, Spencer's still in college. I don't think he can get points if they're college players. He somehow has 135 points.
Yeah.
Maybe he got them from the. I don't know if the Masters and the U.S. Open count towards points,
I think they do.
but I would imagine that they would. But I don't know.
Pretty sure they do because it's recognized as a PBA title.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Buck Sauce?
My guess is he probably got it from one of those. If not both, because I can't remember if he made the cut in both. Both Open and the Masters.
Yeah, I can't. I would imagine so. I mean, he cashed in for the 6 tournaments he entered. He's a senior this year, so he's going to be done and headed out there.
I'm assuming that's his plan is to go out there and bowl full time.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, he's kind of a freak to watch in person.
Oh yeah, especially when you sit there and watch him just fired up throwing heaters. It's ridiculous. It's exhausting.
James has a good question there. Piggy, pickle chips.
For both Luke and Jonathan, what's one player you're excited to see in the exempt number, and one you're sad you say you missed? Oh, you can't say Brad.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you had an answer?
Let me pull the list.
Yeah, let me pull
up.
the list back up real quick.
Excited to see in the exempt number. Zach's an easy one, so we're going to have to leave Wilkins out of it.
Yeah, we'll leave Zach out of it.
Excited to see Bug.
Bug, yeah. I'm going to have to say Bug for sure.
Yeah. He's going to be fun. Let me see. Who else is happy for Jake Peters?
Jake Peters bowled pretty good last year, too.
Yeah, I'm really happy, especially for all the problems he's had the last.
Yeah. Justin Knowles is another one that's really coming around.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to bowl pretty well.
Eric
I mean,
Jones.
you got to be excited to see Eric Jones in the field after
Mhm.
watching him just throw darts.
Yeah. Good to see Kyle Sherman rebound.
I'm going to go with Boog, though, for my answer on most
Yeah.
excited to see in. Slide out of the outside.
Man, who you're disappointed is not in there.
I'm going to have to go with Barnes just because I've always been a Barnes fan. I was a big Barnes fan when I was a kid. Dick Allen not being in there sucks, but
he's also getting close to 52. I mean, of course I say that, and he's going to be like 41.
doesn't say.
Where is his rank?
Why does it say he's in 27th?
Because of the PBA. Yeah, he's in 27th and made 160 grand this year. Somebody should tell him.
Yeah. Sir, you have money waiting for you at the security desk.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, they used to have.
Yeah, that's weird because it does. It says.
Let's see that. Yeah, they used to have people's.
But I'm going to go with, Boog. And then I'll throw in like Barnes. And since I'm not allowed to say Brad, throw in Barnes and
Yeah, Kevin McCune is I guess more of a surprise than like a disappointment. I guess Ronnie Russell's a little surprising.
Ronnie Russell has been pretty down the last few years, though. To be fair,
I don't really see anybody that's on the outside because most of the people that are on the outside aren't full-time bowlers anyway. So I can't say that anybody's on the outside that I really feel outside of Brad that I really feel that bad for. I mean, Michael Martell's been one of the nicest guys on the planet.
I also like DJ Archer a lot too. Him not making it in kind of stinks.
Nathan Bohr being right on the outside just seems like par for the course for him, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, he's one withdrawal away for a season, or to like push your exemption back for a year.
Yeah, that's the other thing is Is Tomas, after making 18 grand, is he going to keep? Is he going to keep coming over here after cashing twice this year?
I mean, he's probably getting some money from Hammer, I would think, or Brunswick.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're making it work somehow.
Tommy Jones just hovered that number.
Tommy Jones still hanging out, but even the ones that are in the number, like 20 grand for Tommy Jones this year, 20 grand for Matt Sanders. Dio Bernard won a title and still only made 35 grand.
Yeah, that's that one event, right?
Yeah. Sean Lavery Spar, 20 grand. Kevin Williams, 35 grand.
I think I heard them adding 2 spots to the PTQ may have cost Nathan. That is a bummer. And that is so Nathan Bohr.
Yeah.
And we do not mean that in a mean way.
No, it's just
Nathan's a very nice guy, too.
He's had one of the most unfortunate careers. Like,
he's so talented, though.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. That's one of those things. It's like, how has he not just accidentally won something?
I mean, he's made a couple shows, hasn't he?
He's the one that surprises me the most about is somebody saying, okay, well, who would surprise you the most to not have a title? Nathan is one, especially because of how good he was in his. I mean, he's 45-ish now because he was at Wichita State with Sean Rash, I'm pretty sure. He was just after Russ Wilson, and he's in that group, though. He's in the Russ Wilson, Nick Vaughn, Jay Futrell, Bo McVeigh.
He was college teammates, I believe, with Jay Futrell.
Yeah. So
maybe even Russ.
He was there at the same, and Matt McFadden and Chris Green.
Sean Rash.
Yeah, and so that's the thing is he was right in there with all them.
God, they had a sneaky good, just amazing team.
Well, especially after we continue to bowl against these guys that are mid-40s now and still
kicking our ass.
Yeah.
Yes, if he's healthy, I believe Santu will come back.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does he get a deferment since he skipped this whole year? Does anybody know? I thought I heard something that he might get a deferment because he decided to sit the season out, but I don't remember where I heard that, so don't speculate. I just maybe it came up in conversation somewhere, but
Sam Cooley only made 25 grand. I'm glad to see BJ Moore up in here, and
he's had 11 events, so he missed 2.
Yeah.
So he
cashed.
Or is it 14? Is 13 the full number?
Yeah, 11. Yeah, 13 was the full number. BJ bowled in 11 and cashed in 8 of them. Plus, what is this? The MPA match play appearances.
Yep.
And I don't think all this stuff is updated because BJ Moore was on.
Did it just say EJ only has 2 match play appearances?
Yeah. So some of this stuff is just it's the PBA website for you.
I mean, it says that EJ Tackett has 460 games and Marshall only has 355, which I can see if he made it work further in rounds.
Yeah.
But he definitely what's CRA?
Championship round appearances.
Yeah, it says he only has 1.
Yeah, he made 1 championship round and has 2 titles.
The fact that EJ averaged 230 for 460 games on tour is unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about that, John, so neither confirm or deny. I don't remember where I heard it. It just come up in conversation with somebody, and I thought I had heard that he gets a deferment, but it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't because of the our tour trials and all that now. So who knows?
Yeah. Boog made 53 grand.
Yeah. So we're going to say Boog, and I'm going to go with Barnes and who's the other one I said? I don't remember.
But yeah, this is kind of. I mean, Andrew Anderson at $35,000 for chasing the tour for.
And got a title this year.
Yeah, for 5 months to start the year. He's probably his expenses are probably pretty close to that.
I can't imagine Moto's paying him a ton on the national style contract.
Yeah, just for traveling around and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's just depressed. I mean, you look at the top numbers, it's like, okay, cool. Well, some of those guys are making pretty decent money, but you get much below, 20th in points and below, and it's depressing.
Oh, it is.
Outside of D-Ron winning the Masters.
Oh, D-Ron's like, here, I'll take my money and I'll run. Rich Teese. Derek Jones, though, I think you're really going to see him just continue to rise.
Mm-hmm.
I think after all those shows we're going to do, or the show, all it's going to do is just give him more confidence.
Yeah.
And he throws it good.
He's 19, so.
Throws it so good.
Yeah.
All right. Talked a little PBA there.
Yeah.
We kind of went down a rabbit trail, went into the points and stuff, but that's fun to talk about.
That's okay. We didn't have a whole lot going on here anyway. We can talk kind kind of season recap and
Yeah.
looking into next year.
We're going to talk a little bit about our seasons now, since, like I said at the top of the show, our seasons are officially over.
Yep, we finished up the last league last Thursday.
We get paid out this week, which we're excited to see pay out this year because we did increase the prize fund a little bit. So, fun fact, Luke's team did take home the win for overall, and my team finished second right behind him. So
yeah, your team was the most consistent because you had the highest aggregate finish.
Yeah,
because we were first in the first half and eighth in the second half. You guys got second both halves.
Yes,
and so there was no team that did any better than that. So,
and I did hit my goal. I'm officially back over 220 again.
Yep, I am also over 220, and that was one of my goals too.
That was the big one: is could I put a consistent season together, week in and week out, and I was able to accomplish that. So that was, yes, this is for the draft league. So I was able to accomplish that goal. Now there's some other goals that I had set out this year that I didn't complete. I wanted to have some better tournament appearances this year. I'm still up. It's a train wreck right now. I mean, again, I've cashed a little bit, so it's not like I'm just completely losing everything. Luke and I are going to make some money in the Southwest, and I did win city tournament with Trevor and them for a team event. Outside of that, the biggest deal was consistency for me this year, and I definitely got around to that number. So patience. My mental game needs to some work still, but it's getting there. Because there's a couple weeks where I could have let adversity get to me on Thursday nights, and I was able to stay strong and keep my mind focused and make shots when I needed to. So that's a plus. What were you throwing, John? I pretty much threw an NV Tour all year. So NV Tour, I think every time we bowled you, that's what I was throwing, an NV Tour. So Luke going to be drafting in August. John almost got there too. Missed the Captain Cup by 1 or 2 pins. Yeah, I just missed it. That's okay. I can't be mad. So back over 220 again. So no more handicap for me. Shucks. What about you, sir?
Yeah, I wanted to get back over 220 also. I also wanted to go 80% on my 7 pins, and I had a couple rough weeks in there, especially here the last.
Did you get to it?
No. I think it was 75% still, but not quite 80.
Right.
That would be nice to do, but yeah, that was really the only thing. I think I need to just work on being a little bit more consistent, or having the bad weeks not be quite so bad. Because this year the bad weeks were worse than they characteristically had been, and so I need to get that back under control. Where the bad weeks ideally would be like 620, 630 instead of like 570.
Oh, James had it 220.4 for 87 games. Nicely done. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, especially we were
kicking my neck.
We were bargain picks in the draft this year, and it worked out for both teams that we were on. Yeah, because we were both at 212, I think, last year, and your team was second and first and eighth for us, and then we had such a good first half that we ended up getting the overall points total. Yeah, I did want to shoot an honor score this year, like everybody else does. They always say, "Oh, I want to shoot an honor score this year," but it was in the wrong league. So I was able to get 800 again for the first time in a really long time. So also throwing the NV Tour, so it was nice to be able to get that monkey off my back too. So, and then almost turned around and did it again a week later. Yeah, I did. I'd gone a couple years without shooting an honor score. I did pop in a 300 on Friday nights. I was say you did get a 300 this year. Yeah. So wrong league again. Yeah, my high set was only 750 something though. I don't think I might have had a 770, but I don't think I had anything super big. But there for a while, I was shooting 730 every week. And I'm not too mad about that. I'll pull up the interactive standings, and we'll talk about this on James and I's league recap on. We won't steal your thunder here. Well, there's only like 10 people that watch that show anyway, so they won't be missing anything. So a bunch of people that nobody will know, but Wagner finished first, Crouch second, Baumgartner, Kreitzer, Wilson, Overby, Jennings, Niffen, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, we had a big last week to jump 3 spots.
Yep, Trevor's team took the pins total, and they had the highest average against this year, because I think that they probably had the best team on paper. I mean, our team and their team were the only ones to get over 90,000 pins for the year.
Wasn't Adam Riley their lowest average on the team at like 218?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So yeah, they scored this year. But Brent actually averaged 208 or 209.
Oh, that's right.
But Trevor averaged 230 something, and Eric Moore averaged 233 or 234. So
what's even for Brent is, honestly, he's been kind of not really fighting the demons is the word to explain, but he's been going through a rough time in bowling, and he finally got himself to 200. Was it last year or whatever it was for the first time?
Yeah.
And so he's still consistent enough. I mean, he'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the physical game for it.
Yeah, but we had the high amount of points with 648. The next closest team was you guys actually at 620.
What was it?
620.
What? How many did you guys get?
648. So we had about almost a week's lead on the field, but we got like 360 some odd points the first half or something. So
you guys always got a good amount off us too.
Yeah, we did kind of have your number this year, but it was more or less. I don't know. Some of the teams that we did well against, so we just outlasted, but then like Bowling Russ last week, just they shot nothing, and we just shot more nothing.
And it was on 15 and 16, you said? Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what Trevor 28-78. That's their high scratch series for the year, and that they shot that on 17 and 18 on Thursday.
Who ended up winning the high series for team?
That might have been you guys, 29-40.
Oh, we did get it. I didn't think it would hold on.
Because I think that was Rob, because it just kept getting beat, and then I think once you guys beat it, nobody else. That's the high scratch series for the half. But we had the high scratch series last half, and then most of this half, and then there was some huge numbers that kept getting shot.
Do you remember what it was that you guys had the last half?
28-88 is what we had, and then that got beat by Keeler 29-21. Then Rob's team beat it 29-30, and then you guys shot 29-40.
Yeah, that was a good night.
So I think that's the number.
I think I was the low man that night was 7-0.
Well, and this is the other thing that James and I were talking about, like you said with the payout and stuff. It's $30 a week, and we only. There was James said that there's 30, like almost 40 grand or 40 grand in the prize fund.
Goodness.
Because it was 25 a week, but then they raised the line to like 50 cents or something. And it's a competitive scratch league, and it's like, okay, well, nobody wants to count up quarters to put in the envelope.
No.
And nobody wants to pay $26 or $27 or so. Let's just raise. It's
easy to pay an even number.
Yeah, it's a scratch. Yeah. It's a big scratch competitive league. Just jack it up to 30 and put some money in there. It's a very like chill competitive league, but it's still a competitive league.
It means both you guys and us, we're gonna make some good money.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see all of us walk out with $1,000 a piece, and James being high average, so he's going to get $200 and some odd of captain's money. Plus, he won the points title, so he's going to get points and percentage of points.
Yeah.
Plus, we got the high scratch series the first half.
Yep.
And so James is going to walk out with 15, 16, 17, at almost $2,000 maybe.
Yeah.
I remember all the times in the past that like Keeler, that 1 year that Keeler averaged 240 something, he walked out with $1,100. Russ typically walks out with $800 to $1,100. And so with putting all that extra money in this year, there's even, I didn't have a great points year, but we did enough team wise that I think, we're just, and you guys too.
Yeah.
You're just going to watch second place, both halves.
That's consistent. I'm trying to think what we'll walk out of there with. Probably, and we're going to get a high half.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that you're going to get $1,000.
I mean, I'll take it and run with it. Give me a G. You guys had the highest average. You guys had the highest average in the end. Team wise, no, that was Trevor Bumgarner's team. They had the high team average, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think you guys were close, weren't you?
Yeah, we were actually ahead of them going into the week, but they shot 2,800 and we shot 24. We had them by 200 sticks, and this is what James and I were talking about on our show. It's like we've got them by 200 sticks. I just don't see them shooting 2,800 and us shooting lower than 2,600, but we shot lower than 2,400, and they shot 2,800. So, yeah, we had the lead, and they ended up squeaking us out by 250. Yeah, 250. They got us by 250.
250. I'm sure that 2,000 RS for spinning the bowler's mark cards.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. You guys breeding bowlers over there. No, this league's really good. Some damn good players in this league. We got, like we've talked about in the past. There's how many Eagle winners do we have in that league? 3?
So, yeah,
2?
well, yeah. Zach Rhodes won with Prather and Bowers and them in 2016. Russ has a Team Eagle. Jay has a Team Eagle and an All Events Eagle.
So we have a total of, I mean, I guess you count them. We have 3 Eagle winners.
Yeah, but then we have national championship winners.
Yes.
Russ, Bo, Nick, Jay.
Yep.
Zach Rhodes also won one in his era. So just a bunch of...
Sure, we did. Yep.
Yeah, just a bunch of very quietly good... And that's before we even start talking about people like Trevor.
Yeah, it's true. Bo McVeigh was also in that league. He's a former Wichita Stater.
Yeah, he won with, Russ and them. And,
yep. Jay Futrell, Jesse Bauer. Oh, there's some really good players.
Yeah.
Almost Overby, yeah. Trent Overby too. I guess he won at Kansas.
Yeah, he won at Kansas when Rhino was there.
Top to bottom, I mean, this league is incredible.
Yeah, Jesse has the all events record at Greater Ozarks.
Yes, he does.
23-47 or something nonsensical.
Which is impressive down there.
Yeah.
But top to bottom, this league is pretty stout. It is one of the most chilled, fun scratch leagues or draft scratch league for that matter in the area for sure.
Well, all these people are so good that they don't feel like they have anything to prove.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, okay, it's a competitive league, but we're not going to stroke ourselves out about it because we've done things. Like
Russ Wilson, for example, he looks like he's bored.
Mm-hmm.
Been here the whole time, just listening. Yeah, sure.
Pull up James actually sent me the.
What did he send you?
He sent me the. This actually pulls up.
Oh.
Let me see here. There we go.
Was that the captain's list?
Yeah. So James just barely missed a 240 average. I know that's one of his goals this year, and we had a very terrible pair. Russ just edged out Eric, Jay Futrell, Zach Rhodes, Tyler, Nick Vaughn, Rob, Tennyson, Overby, Alex Jimenez, Jason, Kreitzer, Bo, Jeff, me, Jesse, Alex. And then I think, here we go. This is what I was after.
Damn, I just missed.
Yeah, so when looking at some of these averages on here don't take into account the number of games.
You gonna share it on the screen?
Maybe. Let me see.
Smells like stale beer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we did have a beer explosion to start the show.
Let me actually, I can download this. I'm Matt Foley. I am a motivational speaker.
And I live in a van down by the river.
Yeah. All right. So this is what the league looks like. The names in blue up there are the what we got for averages this year, and this was as of before going into the last week, but nothing really changed.
And a couple of names here, like Tobias, he was just a sub.
Yeah, I flip with Jeff White, and otherwise everything's kind of.
And then
Eric skipped
Larry
that,
Burton
but-
didn't even qualify because he didn't have enough games
Yeah,
because he was a part-timer.
yeah. Mike Anderson. Also, I'm not sure he's going to be back next year. So yeah, you can knock out Mike Anderson and Larry, and Tobias was a sub. So realistically speaking, you and Ryan were the next two kind of in line.
Of course.
The top 18 stayed the same, or the same name stayed in the top 18 anyway. They shifted a little bit the last week. And so, looking at all these names here, we're gonna do kind of a mock draft on Thursday, and then once we actually get names closer to draft time in August, we'll figure it out. But this is one of those things where instantly, like Danny Bradley at 217 stands out.
So you and I aren't going to be able to do our show, our breakdown pair draft show now, because your captain can't give away your hand.
Oh, I don't care. I'm drafting so early that Alex and Jesse are drafting before me, and if I were them, I would take just Tobias is coming in, and he's going to be the highest average on the board unless Ussery decides to bowl again or we get some other random whatever.
Yeah, you got to remember, like James just said, Tobias actually bowls. If he bowls next year, he'll be 221-ish
Yeah,
because he's only had 12 games.
mm-hmm.
He actually subbed for me a couple weeks.
That's his sub average.
But still, I'm
two-
looking at this list.
Yeah, the two names that I'm not letting get past me, no offense to anybody else, but
I'm offended.
Tobias and Danny are the two names that are absolutely not making it past me. So if the first two picks aren't Tobias and Danny, I'm taking one of them. Just again, apologies to everybody else, but Danny is a perennial 230 average. He just had a really bad year this year.
I'm offended.
Yeah, and
Thanks. Triggered.
And that's an easy one. I could see Tobias averaging 225. I mean, because he as a sub 235.
Yeah.
So I could see him averaging. He's not going to be that high if he bowls the entire year. 225, 230. Danny could be 230 really easily. And with the first like 5 or 6 names on that list, you kind of want to draft. If you're drafting in the first 5 or 6 spots, you kind of want to draft a team captain the following year, because I'm really a 3 bowler, and so I'm looking to draft somebody that can be the anchor.
Yeah.
With who's coming into the league or who had a bad year last year, and so those are the two names on the board that stand out to me. Ethan Burns is not going to be back, and there's no way I'd touch him with a 10-foot pole anyway.
I don't think anybody'd take him.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. Is Tom Patton entering his name back in full time next year? Do we know?
I'm not sure if he's going to be. He subbed a couple times, and I think that he would probably give it a shot now that he's got both of his hip surgeries out the way.
John kind of struggled this year. Baden. I think he's still got PBA brain on him.
Well, I think he's one of those that I would be looking at thinking, okay, well, he's definitely still, it's like, I'm not going to screw with the regional stuff just so I can score better on a house shot. But I think that he has more in him than 215,
Yeah,
214.
It looked like he was just trying to play way too much circle.
Yeah.
Trying to circle the line way too much all
Yeah.
season. And then when it was there, obviously he scored, right?
Yeah.
But
looking at the names on the board, like the captains and what we've got there, James is probably going to average around 240 again. Russ always averages 230 to 235. Zach Rhodes is going to be up there. Eric Moore is going to be up there. Jay, Tyler, none of those names are really going to. I'm not surprised with any of those names up there. Unless I start practicing more or something, I'm just going to be between 220 and 225, and I don't really have a problem with that. Jeff White's kind of the same way. Alex Hardman is the most consistent bowler on the planet. because he is always either just inside the captain number or just outside of it. You can pencil him in for 220 plus or minus like 2 pins every single year because that's just what he does every single year. Everybody else kind of goes up and down a few pins.
And what he does, though, is perfect for Royal Crest.
Yeah.
Doesn't get around it a ton. Doesn't have a ton of ball speed.
Just kind of floats it right up the track. And
which is why I was able to have some success this year because that's all I really did.
Yeah. But it was kind of there this year, so.
It was there. Hopefully it's there another year. I'm gonna order a case of Envy Tours, though, by the way.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to keep it in stash, 100%.
Yeah. So I would take Mike Anderson off the list. I'd probably take Larry Burton off the list because the only reason that Larry bowled is because Craig Dingle didn't want to bowl the entire year.
Yeah, he didn't qualify for captain spot anyway because not enough games.
And so I don't. If Larry is in the draft, he's going to be in there as a combo. He's not going to be in there as a.
I bet he'll do a Dingle Burton combo again.
Yeah. No, the last. So if you look down there, the lowest full-time bowler average in the league was 197.
Where's that
at? Jim Anderson. I think. I don't see Angel's name on the list anywhere though.
Yeah, it's not on here. Yeah, Jim Anderson. Okay, there it is, 197. Oh, okay. It screwed me up. I see what James was saying now. Everybody from Kenzie Miller down.
Or for subs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Except Tobias was a sub too. But
I have no idea. I didn't know that Kenny Vatican subbed 1 week.
Who?
Kenny Vatican. It's Gordon Vatican's son.
Oh, I didn't either.
Subbed.
He's right there, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. You'd be surprised every once in a while, like AJ Johnson will show up and sub with us. Wesley Lowe subbed in our league.
Yeah, whenever they're out visiting Poston or whenever they come out to Ottawa or whatever. Yeah, AJ usually subs once a year anyway. Megan Cole, they're having she's having a baby here pretty soon. So
I didn't know if they already had it or not.
Her and Hunter are going to be off the board.
Oh, that's why you didn't see Angel's name.
Yeah. Oh, what?
He removed Angel's name and a few others that he knew were not returning.
Okay, yeah. Angel's not bowling next year, so that's why she's off the list. But
she's going to bowl Friday nights, right?
Yeah, she can bowl Friday nights, and she might actually bowl because Crystal Wilson's been subbing with him the last several weeks since Wesley Outman moved back to Florida. Crystal has they have kind of a rotation thing with their women's league on Wednesday nights, and so Angel might actually get onto that.
Oh, there you go. That's a good.
So yeah, that'd be great because it's Crystal and Carly Hardman and I think Mrs. Hardman bowls with them too.
That's cool.
So yeah, that'd be definitely because they're competitive, but they're not competitive.
I think Sean Beach is not coming back either, and he's in the draft.
Oh yeah.
From what I understand, he's actually dropping out of this league and going to Trevor's on Tuesdays.
Okay, because he is in Topeka.
So that I don't know that for a fact, but that's what Trevor told me yesterday. So good chance you might be able to remove him out of there. We're going to have some new names coming in, though. We always do.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like we always have people that are upset that don't get picked. But
yeah, but
I mean that's a risk you take when you enter your name into a draft league, and it is. I mean, it's a strong league. It really is. Sorry if I cut you off.
No.
Do you think that hurts the interest in our league sometimes that people enter their name in the draft and then not get picked?
Oh, probably, especially a name like Kent Sherfy. I don't know if you know him.
Oh, yeah, I know Kent.
Kent, he 2 years ago, he somehow didn't get picked, averaging 211. But that was the really stacked year.
That was last year, yeah.
Yeah, when people didn't like 15 people didn't get drafted. We had so many people, much interest.
I thought it was like that this year, too.
I think that there was less that didn't get drafted this year, but there were still a handful of names that were left on the outside. And, Jesse always thinks every year, it's like, I don't know if we're going to have 18 teams worth of people. And then we just do.
It always happens.
It always gets there. So
I know Paul Burnett. You know Paul.
Yeah.
He's expressed interest in possibly joining the draft league, but he wants to go into the combo with Tristan Music.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Tristan, I think combo ones are always rough, though.
They're tough.
As a rule, I don't draft combo teams just because I just don't want to mess with it.
That'd be a good combo, though.
But
Tristan's a good lefty, and then Paul's going to just dump it right up the track.
Sometimes you get a Johnny Clark Yuri like Trevor did, and everybody was losing their mind about that. And it's like, you idiots didn't draft them. They were on the board for everybody else to draft.
How can you get mad?
Yeah. You idiots didn't draft them.
I saw Johnny Clark's name in there, and I'm like, well, I knew he was bowling, and I'm going, somebody.
Club beers.
Oh, God, not another one, please. No. I don't need the beer to explode on me again. We had 7 undrafted this year. Okay. So I wonder if it was the year before. But yeah,
it was the year before that
Yeah.
was the one where like 13 or 14 people didn't get drafted.
I think that really upset some people. The names that we thought would come back. But
And Kent Sherfy didn't put his name in the draft last year, and I'm not sure that he might just be like, screw it. If you guys, I average over 210, and there were several names under his that got picked, and so he's like, okay, if you guys don't want me in the league, I guess I just.
if you have a 220 average, but you're newcomer and no one knows who you are, do you still have a good chance to get drafted? If you're coming in at 220, you'll get picked.
Yeah, you'll get picked. That's one of those ones that the draft strategy is interesting because the first like 5 picks are the top averages off the board, and then once you start getting into like the 215 to 220 zone, people generally skip in this middle section, because then you're looking at second round picks. So the way that our draft works is that the lowest average, or the 8, if we have 18 teams worth of people, then they take the top 18 averages from the year before, and 18 gets to draft first, and then they go all the way up to 1. But then they reshuffle the order based on the total team average so far. So they'll take the captain's average plus their draftees average, and then reseed, and the lowest total average gets the first pick in the second round. And then so they go by. It used to be a snake draft for the first 2, and then they reorganize based on averages for the final round, but they do it every single round now. So you're looking at, okay, well, I want this person, but where's my total average? Or so if I'm at 223, what am I? And if I draft a 225. Well, then I'm going to be 448.
Yeah.
Now, where does that put me for drafting in the second round?
It is a fun league, and it's the strategy. Also, if you become a captain, you actually get paid the day you show up to draft. So you get a little bonus for earning a captain spot. Obviously, the higher up the captain spot, the more money you get. So the higher the average, the more money you get, correct?
Yeah. So I think I'm going to be 18, because I had Jeff White and I flipped, and so I was the 16th team captain. Trevor and Johnny are on there, so technically I'm the 18th high average. So I'll get like an extra $45-$50 or whatever.
Well, if they leave, then you'll get more than that, won't you?
Yeah, if they leave, then I'll bump up and I'll get like $65 or $70 when I walk into the draft next year.
I know Trevor for sure, 100% is not coming back. Johnny, I think, still is on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not.
I think he's leaning no.
I think he wants to bowl 1 night a week, and I think he's going to go bowl on Tuesday nights. He's actually going to take Amanda's spot.
Okay.
Amanda's going to start becoming a 5th member on Tuesday nights because she's trying to wean herself out of bowling as much.
Yeah.
She just doesn't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah, and you got so much going on with Ray too.
With gymnastics and everything, so So he's going to step in and bowl on that team. I've tried to convince him to come back, but
yeah.
He also he's one of those guys too that likes to be able to bowl with his friends. And, that's obviously an unknown when you get drafted. That's the hard part about the draft leagues for those that have never done it, is there are years that you get drafted with people you have no idea who anybody on the team is. Mm-hmm. And it's Closely is not coming back. So it can be a long year if you don't get along with people on your team. Not really get along, but what was the word I'm looking for? Gel. If you guys don't really gel together, it can be a really long year. So,
but Jesse's drafted me twice, and last year I bowled with him and Ryan Miller and baseball guy.
Baseball guy.
Yeah, he played baseball.
Oh, Robert.
Yeah, Calvano.
Yeah.
And Robert had a really bad year. He averaged like 175, and we were in last the entire year. But I like Ryan, I like Jesse, I like Calvano, and so we had even though we weren't winning,
You still had fun.
yeah, it was still a fun year because I liked who I was showing up to bowl with every week.
See, that would be a fun team. You see, I enjoyed my team this year.
Well,
I really did.
And some of the teams do that perennially because I mean, you guys want to sit here and stare at us, but when Trent gets his pick, he's picking Hathaway.
Oh yeah.
There's just some names on here like Jay Kreitzer is going to take John Colfax.
Yes.
That's just one of some of these teams. Jay Futrell is going to take Ken Caudell. If they're available on the list, these names are just going to get picked.
Which cracks me up that Futrell defaults to Ken Caudell.
Yeah,
because they're
so different.
Ken is this loud, yell, have a good time kind of guy, and then Jay's this super monotone, quiet guy. Doesn't say much.
Jay is like so level that he almost looks depressed most of the time.
And he looks bored.
Like he just looks bored. He looks like he doesn't want to be there. But that's just he is very low key.
Oh, it's just how he is. But he's a super nice guy.
He's even lower key than Russ somehow.
And they both literally come off the approach looking the exact same way, as in, why am I here today? So
but yeah, I would have to think that if I'm looking at this draft board, Alex Hardman, Jesse Bauer are going to be the first two picks. Again, Jeff White and I flipped. He shot 770.
Yeah.
To my 570.
I think Steve Keeler's going to go off the board pretty quick.
I think Keeler will go off the board pretty quickly. If again, a mock draft before we have extra names on there. Tobias is going to be kind of in that mix too, but I think everybody remembered Tobias subbing this year.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
So he's going to go fairly quickly. Again, another name on there is Danny Bradley at 217. Huge value with him. Huge.
Yeah, that's
huge value. That's probably the biggest value pick in the draft this year.
Jeff said he's probably taking Keeler if he's there.
And
I bet.
Well, that's the thing is Keeler picked Jeff, and so Jeff will. So Alex. It's going to be Alex picking first, then Jesse, then me, then Jeff. Jeff will absolutely pick Keeler.
Oh yeah,
if he's right there. I'll have my top two names on there are going to be Tobias. No offense, Tobias and Danny.
I'm offended.
Just because Tobias is probably going to go for 225 to 230. Danny could go for 230.
I'm sitting here like about to cry.
So if they go off the board first, I mean, then I still have a decision.
I'm still gonna cry right now. I'm real like.
Well, and see, like I was telling James, it's like, so flip this. If somebody else was picking, and it was picking me or Danny, I would pick Danny in a heartbeat. And if somebody decided to pick me instead of Danny, I would call them an idiot.
I like your lefty though.
Just because, I mean. Danny's ceiling is so much higher than mine. Like I think if I get my 7 pins under control, I get a little bit more consistent, I could get up to 225-ish probably. But Danny just the ceiling is so much higher.
I love having a lefty at Royal Crest though.
Yeah, I just need to figure it out because Eric and Rob doesn't do anything to the ball and he averages 230. So
I mean I know where I'll go. I already know where I'm going.
Well, and see, that's the thing is Jason would definitely pick if you make it to Crouch, he will definitely. You're not making it past Crouch.
I think. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I would assume Kreitzer's taking Colfax.
Yeah, Kreitzer's going to take Colfax.
Bo McVeigh's a wild card.
Yeah, have no idea what he's going to do. Have no idea what Nick Vaughn's going to do.
Honestly, I don't know what Jesse's going to do unless he just takes Ryan.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Or is Chenoa going to bowl this year?
I don't know if Chenoa's going to bowl. Ryan averaged 205 this year, so there's another big value pick.
Yeah, because he could turn around and flip that again.
Yeah, 215, 220 for Ryan pretty easily.
Alex Hardman's another wild card. I don't know. I could see him taking his brother, but I can also see him going big too.
Yeah, if Tobias is I could see Alex taking Tobias, and that'd be a fine place for Tobias to land. I could see him taking Ryan Klaus. Keeler's up there. Kevin Burrell's up there. Caitlin's up there. Adam had a good year.
He did have a good year.
But Danny's one of those, if people look far enough down on the list and pay enough attention and don't just look at the numbers, if they look at the names further down.
Crystal Wilson's sitting there too. I don't know if she's coming to bowl full time next year. No,
I think she's going to be a sub. I don't think she's going to be bowl full time. I don't know about Justin McAllister either.
I can find out from Johnny. He'll tell me because they both live in Emporia. I get cut off here. What is James's? Oh, you can't. You don't have it up.
Wait.
It's there's a. Oh, it's Alton.
Oh.
Okay, I'm 99.9% sure Kreitzer ends up with none of Colfax Beach, Alton. Okay. I hate that little heart thing that sits there because you can't read the bottom of the chat.
So you're basically you're saying that you don't think that Kreitzer is going to take any of them, with none of Colfax Beach and Alton. Interesting.
Yeah, that one surprises me a
I
little.
would think that Kreitzer would just take Colfax off. Now, if he decides not to take Colfax, I think he'd take you in a heartbeat.
Like me?
Yeah. I think Kreitzer would pick you up.
I mean, I think every time we bowled them this year, actually bowled pretty well.
Well, see, that's the other thing. I mean, you're definitely on my list too.
Correct. I'll fill you in later. 10-4 Roger that.
Mm.
Send me a Discord message.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you're on my list too. It's just
No, I don't want to bowl with you.
yeah.
I hate you. You don't want to do the hair and the Lloyd thing on my ass.
Yeah.
Nope. Don't draft me. Stay away from me. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, yeah. There's a handful of names, and that's the tricky thing about trying to figure out number one, what you're paying for, what you think you're going to get out of that bowler, and looking ahead to, okay, so I can take somebody here, but where's that going to put me for the second round? So if I'm looking a little bit further down the list and I want a good budget option that I think James Hoff has a little bit more than 216 in him. Matt Carpenter's look good. Jared Freed is a 216.
I'd take Freed.
Josh King.
Yeah, Kreitzer would take Klaus if he's there. I agree with that.
Bowling. Josh King has averaged a big number. Yuri's at 215. Mason Alvarado's really coming up. He's at 213.
He's a young kid. I like Mason. He's a nice kid.
Yeah, he's either going to shoot 750 or 550, but once he gets it figured out, he's going to average 220 plus.
Jerry Jennings is also another good one to have in there because he just kind of plays it right up the track.
That's the other sneaky one that I think that on a different team he could average 220 plus.
It looks like the college kids are finally going to be off the team together.
Yeah,
because none of them got in, right?
No.
So yeah, they'll finally bowl separate.
I'm not looking too much under Jerry. Because again, I think Jerry could be.
He was captain last two. Well, he was a captain last year, and the year before he was an alternate captain.
Yeah. So anybody under Jerry, I'm just not drafting in the first round because I don't care how enticing the numbers are. Like Mason still needs another couple years under his belt. Nobody else under there. I think I'm not going to draft anybody else under there and have them average like 225.
Yeah.
Is the problem. I'm looking for 220 to 225.
Yep.
Value, regardless of what the number is. And I don't think that anybody under Jerry.
Some interesting names though on that far left of the list.
Yeah.
It's like, man, did they actually? I thought they bowled better than that.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. That's what makes it really tricky because some of the numbers. Again, I would probably put you at 220 to 225.
I had it there this year. Crouch and I were talking about it. It easily could have been 225 this year. I just left some sticks out there on my end.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. It's just realistically, if we're all being honest, I would put Ryan Klaus at 220 to 225. I would put you in that same zone.
I can get there. I know I can.
Kevin Burrell is probably towards the north end. Keeler, 220 to 225. I would kind of put him in that number too.
I think
Ethan Burns, I don't care.
I'm pretty sure. Well, Ethan, he's not bowling that league. I don't know if anybody would draft him if he did. Kevin Burrell, I think that seems like that's his highest average ever.
Yeah, it is. But it always seems like he shoots whenever he's one of those that he shoots 750 every time he bowls you.
Yeah, he's done that to me.
Somehow he averages under 220.
Maybe just consistency issues, maybe.
Adam Riley's the same way. Like he shoots 750 every time you bowl him. But somehow it stays down a little bit. Danny's Danny's 230.
I did not realize Danny wasn't even 220 this year.
Yeah. Rick Jimenez, I don't think is bowling. He's still not even back to work.
Is Alex
After
gonna continue to bowl? I know he hates being a captain.
Yeah, Alex does not want to be a captain, and he would absolutely, if his dad is in the draft, he will pick his dad first.
No matter what.
Yeah, just no matter what. I don't know if Crystal's not going to be in the league. I don't know about Justin McAllister. That's about what I put him at anyway. 215 to 220 is where I put Justin.
And he went up a little bit from last year. I think last year he was a little lower than that.
Jaden kind of got back to form. I would put her at 215 to 220.
Yeah, I'd see that.
Or 215 plus a few sticks.
Yep.
Because she's still in school. She's going to be bowling for Ottawa again.
Caitlin's another decent Caitlin.
Yeah, Caitlin is definitely in that 220-ish range, plus minus. She's been a captain a few times.
Yep.
So she's going to be hovering around that. Now, if she survives to Rob, I don't think she's going to last that long. I think we're going to break up the Wagner.
And she's a super, super quiet lady.
Yeah.
Young lady. So when she gets on other teams outside Rob, she always just kind of sits there.
Yeah.
But she's a sweetheart. She really is nice.
And the other factor is Tennyson always takes the top average on the board, regardless. He doesn't even care. He doesn't look at anything. He takes the top average. That's just what he does. And if Caitlin makes it down to him, she will be, unless we have like 5 or 6 other big averages come in.
She's going to love that.
Well, Tennyson might look at it and go, it's like, okay, well, I can pick somebody. I can drop down and let Rob have his wife.
Or he trade.
Yeah. And there's always trades that nobody wants to talk about.
Nope. I got to step away in the bathroom.
All right.
Carry on for a minute. I'll be right back. There, you're good. I get around.
I'll get this off the screen here for a second. Kreitzer will take. Yeah. If Jason Kreitzer will take Klaus if he's there. I would agree with that. I don't know if Jason wants to give up any secrets. I could see. Taking Jonathan last year worked out, or this year worked out really well for you. So if he's still on the board at that point, I don't know if he will be or not. But if he is, again, I've got. I'll put this back up there. Tobias and Danny are at the top of my list. If one of them is still available by the time I'm drafting, it's an auto pick. I'm not. They might be the first 2 names off the board. I don't know what Alex Hardman's going to do. I don't know what Jesse's going to do. I could see them also going for some known quantities too. So I could see Alex taking Danny, and I could see Jesse taking Ryan Klaus, at which point I would just automatically pick Tobias. Jeff White will take Keeler. Bo, I have absolutely zero idea. Bo would probably go for a Kevin Burrell, Caitlin Wagner. I think that he would actually. Bo likes bowling with people that are chill, and Kevin and Caitlin are both chill, so I could see that happening. If Jay's not picking Colfax, I could see him taking a James Hoff, Matt Carpenter. But that's when it really gets tricky. By the time if no extra additional names come in here, by the time that just 6 picks in, Kreitzer and Crouch are going to have some things to think about. Because looking at this, so say that Alex wants to go for a known quantity. I could see Alex taking Danny Bradley. I could also see him taking Ryan Klaus, because those are some known. I could see him taking you too. I mean, there's some known quantities there.
Which one are we talking about?
Alex Hardman.
Oh yeah.
Outside of Tobias, if he doesn't want to go with somebody who's like, I don't really know him. So Jesse, I could see also taking Ryan Klaus. I could see him taking you, Keeler, Kevin Burrell.
Talking about Jesse now?
Yeah, Jesse. Unless he wants to drop all the way down and get. I mean, Ryan. If he dropped down and took Ryan, that would be a great value pick. That would absolutely give him the first pick in the second round.
Yeah, and it'll basically reset him to be actually right where he's at.
Yeah, his team average would be 426.
He'd almost pick first again in the next round.
Yeah, he would. If he dropped down and took Ryan, he would absolutely be picking first in the second round.
That's looking to the right a little bit here.
Yeah,
I know there's some names over here. No, I'm not. I'm just kind of looking. Sorry, some of these are so small. Like Wesley Outman's still in here, and he's gone. So
yeah, if Tobias or Danny are available when I pick, I'm insta-picking one of them. Jeff White would pick Keeler.
Oh, he's going
if
Keeler.
He's still there.
I could see Alex Hardman taking Keeler too, though.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is that Keeler, I think, had a very bad start to the first half. And so he's picked it up quite a bit, and he could be 225-ish.
Oh, yeah.
But if he's still there for Jeff White will take him. Bo, I could see Bo picking Kevin Burrell or Caitlin. I could see him going with one of those. Kreitzer, if he does not pick Colfax, I could see him going with Caitlin, possibly Adam Riley. And then,
I mean, I'm still there possibly, so.
Yeah, and so and if you're still there when Kreitzer's picking, he'll take you. I think Jason would take you if you're still there. Once you get down to Alex Jimenez, if his dad's not on the board, then we're looking at Jaden, James Hoff, Matt Carpenter, Jared Freed.
He's kind of a wild card there.
Yeah, because I'm not sure that he would pick like a Jared Freed, because I think Jared runs a little too hot for him.
Yeah, because Alex is a pretty quiet dude.
I think he would go with a James Hoff.
Yeah.
Or a Justin McAllister. Just somebody chill to bowl with. He knows he's not going to have to worry about anything. Trent, absolutely locking in Mike Hathaway. And that's one of those things, that's such a sure thing that I wouldn't even look. I would love to bowl with Hathaway.
Hathaway or Warren.
But I would just not pick either of them because I know that Trent wants to bowl with them. And so I would literally not pick them so that Trent could have.
Trent's like literally the only guy that bowls on the same team every year.
Yeah, Trent. Yeah, it's the same team every year.
Star frame.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, Tennyson's going to take the highest available. Rob will take Caitlin if she's there. If not, he'll pick Warren Elliott again because he bowled with. Warren was on their team this year. Nick Vaughn, I had no freaking idea.
Yeah, I don't know if Nick Vaughn. James might know him better because he was in the room last year. Does Nick Vaughn really go in with a strategy, or does he just kind of?
He picked a bunch of people that nobody knew because James Hoff is new.
Yeah.
They moved here from Omaha, and then he picked that Ben Hank, that really big dude that just flops it down the side, and then he took the Dylan Swift.
Is Ben Hank in here?
No, but he averaged 170. He's just not getting picked.
Did he average 170 for the whole season, or
175
just for the whole season?
For the whole season, okay. He was bad.
Well, please, I don't mean any disrespect, but they were not 170 average hard.
Yeah, no, I think it just he came in at like 190 something.
I saw the dude. He looked like he was bowled nervous every week.
Yeah,
he looked like he was trying way too hard.
Yeah. So then we get down to
Tyler. We don't know Tyler.
Tyler's going to go competitive. I think that Tyler would pick Jaden. I think he would pick a John Colfax, Matt Carpenter, Jared. He's going to go competitive. Jay is picking Ken Caudell.
Eric Moore, I have no clue.
Eric Moore, he's going to go with familiar quantities if he can.
I could see him taking Adam Riley if he's there.
Yeah.
Because they bowled together this year.
Yeah, he's not going to be left with a whole bunch, though, once you get down there. Zach Rhodes, I could see Zach taking a Jerry Jennings, Josh King, Yuri. Some of those names down there. Russ is always interesting. I could see Russ taking Mason. If Mason is still available for Russ, I could see him locking him in again. Because Mason could easily go if he just gets it locked in, he could go 220 pretty easily. So I would say that would be a thing. James is definitely going to be looking for big value because that's what. No, I would say that if just everybody else is off the board looking at this, I would say that Noah might be a good pick for James again because Noah had a bad year last year, and at 213, I don't know how many times he saved our ass with giant sets this year, but he especially Noah is always nervous to bowl with somebody he hadn't bowled with before. He averaged 225 in the scratch doubles league last summer.
Did he really?
So he just I think Noah's got 220 in him because he just puts it right down the side.
This is not a knock on Jade. It wouldn't shock me if she's still there when James picks.
Yeah. Well, and she's right in that zone to where I think once the first 6 or 7 captains pick, they're going to start skipping some of these names in here because they're going to look at somebody They're going to look at a Justin McAllister and go, I don't know that he can do 220. They're going to look at a Jaden and go, like, I'm not sure if she can get up to 220. Some of these names in here, it's like, well, I'm going to be paying for them exactly what they're going to give me.
Yeah.
And so they're going to start thinking about the second round. It's like, and whoever you pick in the first round is probably going to be your 3-bowler.
Yeah, I'm looking at like what James just said here at 2. He says the thing is I expect there to be a huge log game in the 445, 450 range, but
Yeah.
then I'd be looking at 205 getting sort of second round value. There's some good picks in there in the 205 range. I mean, you take John Hardman there at 206.
Yeah.
John Hardman would be a great pick at 206.
Yeah, but the problem is when you're picking in the first round, you have to get a 3-bowler. Once you can deal with, you can look at everybody else later.
Yeah.
Can Noah be a 3-hole for James? I'm not really sure.
Crouch got me as I wasn't in 3-hole when I was drafted.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing is that you're looking at and that just might be Noah at 213 might be his best option, depending on what we're looking at. I mean, a John Baton at 214, I think I'd look at. Yuri at 215, we'd definitely look at.
If James is looking for another guy too. If he's looking to build a team strategy wise off of lane play too.
Josh
Yuri
King,
would
Jerry
be
Jennings, if they're still there.
Yuri firing it up the track is also kind of what he looked for last year, if I remember right. And you got 2 of them in Noah and Jaden. So
so I mean, then we get into the second round and it gets even crazier. But if I'm taking, even if I go as low as Danny Bradley, which is absolutely as low as I'm going at 218, basically at 217.9, 218, I drop down to 222. So that would put me at 440, basically. I would actually be in a pretty good spot because I think, again, most people are going to be at like 443 to 445.
Yeah.
If they kind of take whatever they get. So I'm still going to be in good position for the second round. And then I'm looking at possibly still having Mason available, Noah Belt possibly being available, Matthew Lennox, who subbed with us a little bit last year. Norm, right there, I'd put him in the leadoff spot. And
old Norm, let him sit there and fire cannons up.
Yeah, I'd take Norm.
I'll tell you what, you'll never find a more dedicated person. He'll be the first one there every week.
Yeah, I would actually take Norm. He's kind of a handful sometimes, but I would definitely take Norm. Justin Preston's another one I'm looking at.
I'm trying to remember which one he is.
He was the leadoff for Keeler.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know exactly who he is.
See,
is he the one that wears the custom shoes?
I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would look at Justin Preston, and then looking further down, Chris Quidiche only averaged. He was under 210.
He was down this year.
Brent at 209. I'm looking at that too.
If Shinoa bowls the league, Shinoa would be a good one too.
Shinoa would be a good one. South of that, then we start getting into. I'm not sure down there.
Yeah, it
gets a little.
You're getting to the point now where you got to look and see what's coming into the league too. So
yeah, and so that's going to be the other.
I like John Hardman at 206. Yeah,
that's a good one.
I would 100% take him at 206. I mean, I don't know what round, but I would 100% take him at 206.
Yeah, but after the second round, I think it's going to get very interesting. I would like to see. I would pick Kenzie Miller if she gets it back in the league again. I would. But she's gonna be coming at 210.
Did she sub?
She subbed several weeks.
For some reason I thought she bowled the league, but
yeah.
Larry Swift, Chase Swift. Are those in any relation to Dylan Swift?
I would imagine so, but I'm not sure.
Jordan Freed, yeah, he subbed. I know Jordan subbed every once in a while. Well, he was supposed to bowl the league last year, and he never did. Jordan might actually, and Jordan will average more than 200 even.
Oh yeah, Jordan would be available because he's chill and he'll definitely average more than 200.
Yeah, he will.
If
he bowls the league, then yeah, he'd definitely be a good value pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see some new additions.
And this is the thing. This is the other cool thing is that there are very few people in the league that I wouldn't want to draft or wouldn't want to bowl with. Like looking down through these, it's like if I ended up with anybody, I mean, virtually, if I ended up with any of these people,
apparently not me.
Yeah, 95% of the people on the board, I would be just fine bowling with. There's some that I don't necessarily gel with, or
you just don't really know them.
Yeah, either don't know them or wouldn't be terribly interested in the idea. But I don't think there's anybody on this list that I would be like, oh God, this is going to be a long year.
Yeah, I guess Jordan's average has suffered a little bit since he has gone two-handed. Because I forgot to tell you, he's bowling two-handed.
He's a two-hander now?
He's bowling committed full-time to two-handed. Yeah, he's doing it on Tuesdays.
Sweet.
But it's because he bowls in Trevor's League on Tuesdays.
Okay. Yeah. So
I guess we can spend the next 20 minutes
anyhow.
or 30 minutes talking to the peeps, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun. I always enjoy breaking down that draft. Like, it's so cool to speculate where everybody's going to go. It's kind of hard now that you're a captain, so you can't really give your hand out there. But you're early enough up there too, though.
My first round pick, I can just tell anybody because it's like if the top 4 names on my list, if they're available, would be Tobias, Danny, you, and Klaus.
Okay.
And so I'm going to be, if there's 18 teams, I'm going to be picking third. And if there's 16 teams, I'm going to be picking first.
Yeah, then you'll get top average off the board.
Yeah, so that would be the only thing. Danny would be the biggest upside plus the easiest on the team average going into the second round. Like Danny, on paper, numbers would be the best pick if he's there.
No, yeah, I agree with that.
Because at 439, I would definitely be picking very high in the second round.
I still don't want to bowl with you, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Just fine. Don't pick
I'm just gonna sit here and just beat that dead horse. I don't care. Just get the stick. No, I'm just totally
fine. I guess if you don't want me,
I'm totally joking. We've actually bowled together in the draft league once.
Yeah.
No, I'm just giving you shit. But no, the league is so much fun to break down because last year, if I remember right, you and I actually got pretty dang close in the first round because anything outside the first round is a crapshoot when it comes to building a mock draft.
Yeah.
Usually within the first 5-6 picks, you can have an idea. Okay, this guy's going to go here. This guy's going to go here.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get to that second round, it really is a crapshoot. You just don't know where people's heads are.
Yeah, you have no idea. And again, if somebody gets to looking at the picks that are going to be closer to the third round, it might be like, I'm my second round. Because I've done this before where I've gone low the first round to get better picks in the next rounds, but then I end up with like 3 leadoff bowlers.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to get your 3 bowler first and then worry about the other 2 rounds later.
You have to, though, because it's like you're cutting your team off the legs if you don't have a 3 bowler. I mean, that 3 spot, people don't understand, that 3 spot is huge.
Yeah.
It is huge.
Probably the most important one.
Yes, in the draft for sure.
Because if you get a good 3 bowler that's going to be 220 to 225, you're going to finish high. If you do not get somebody if your 3 bowler does not average 220 plus, you're just not going to contend.
No, you're not.
You're just not.
Hey, you guys, John Lander, you guys and James should do some type of contest next year where mock draft. First one gets the most right, and the one that gets the most right choice or chooses. Gosh, this lettering is so small on this computer. For the other to have to do, yeah. And then thanks, James. Appreciate it, man. Don't each other just give them a tone. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah. Jason said 100% Haas is gone unless Tobias or Danny is available.
When was this?
Jason.
Yeah, but when gone by when?
By the time it gets down to him, he's picking like 7th or 8th.
Crouches?
Yeah. So that's one of those things. I mean, you're not gonna make it out of the first 7 or 8 picks, just because again you finished the season really strong, and you could get up to 225.
I actually got stronger as the season ended.
Yeah. So that's one of those things is that people are going to remember that, and you're just not going to make it very far.
Jonathan Tiffany, what's up? Mm-hmm. No, I figured I was going to go off the board pretty quick, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Would I mind, or would I prefer to bowl with somebody I know? Yeah. I mean, I know all those guys, don't get me wrong, right? But
yeah.
Would I prefer to bowl with one of my friends? Yeah, 100%. But it's all good.
Yeah.
What we got still left? About 20 minutes?
Yeah, about 20 minutes.
Okay. Well, if you got draft questions, if you got questions for us 2 idiots, ask away. We're just going to hang out for the next 20 minutes and chit-chat with you guys. Now we'll sit here and just look pretty on the camera.
That tile
Ooh, you got a fat tire in there?
Yeah, I got a fat tire in there.
Okay, let's do a fat tire. I'll have to find something and bring us to because I don't have anything special in my fridge. My beer fridge is weak right now.
Well, I'm actually trying to clear some stuff out so that I can go restock and get some. So I had a bunch of stuff just kind of like hanging on, and so it's like we'll clean out what's left and go restock here.
Crouch was telling me that when he was at when he was at Nationals, somebody offered him some money for his breakdown pair ball cup. Apparently, people don't realize.
Yeah, we could have gotten you a new one.
Yeah, could have got you a new one. Take the money and run.
Yeah.
Because we're not worth a dime. We're not cool enough for that.
Yeah, we know a guy.
We know a guy.
But yeah, so that's always fun. It just, even though it's way too early and we have no idea, and things will probably be completely different with who is either not bowling next year or who puts their name back in the draft. Because there's a lot of people that could put their name back in the draft, and there's some names from our Friday night league. Chad Bentley.
Which one is he? He's not the.
He's the bearded guy that really. He threw a Nova most of the year, but yeah, you would because it's been a few years since you bowled with us, so you probably wouldn't remember.
He's not the Purple Hammer guy, is he?
No, he's not the Purple Hammer guy, but that guy averages 215.
He's entered his name in the draft and never didn't get picked, and I think it's because of the earthing.
Yeah. Well, and that's like why I think that Kent Shurfy didn't get picked, because he threw pitch black the back half of the year.
No, won't do it.
And so No, Mesa Toast. What are you doing, baby?
Pause. If you were if you were a captain, who would you take each round? Would you try to screw up Luke and or James's picks? No, I would not try and screw up their picks. I honestly, at the same time, I would go highest on the board.
Yeah. So if you were a captain, let's just say, and we'd have to put you in the top, just first or second pick, whatever else. Tobias is going to be there. Danny would be there.
So just saying, everybody's there.
Ryan Klaus. Just everybody's on the board. Just give you the first pick.
Give me the first pick. I'm taking Tobias. Tobias is a buddy of mine, as all of us. So he subbed for me for several weeks this year when I had vacation and got sick. So that I don't know where that would reset me at this point in time.
He did well, but so just give you 221, 222.
Yep.
And then he's on the board for 221, 222. So you're looking at 443 to 445.
Yeah, I'm taking a big average there, because then I get takes the pressure off me that I don't even have to be the captain. Or I'll be the captain, but I don't even have to bowl the 4-hole.
Exactly.
He can bowl the 4-hole, and I'll just stay down in the 3. And I get that choice as a captain too. So if the captain can fluctuate anytime they want, can't they? Can't they go 2, 3, or 3, 4 anytime they want? So.
Yep.
Then I'd also go in the next round. I'd look for some value. I'd start creeping my eyes over to, I don't know here.
You would be looking at I think James arranged them. So let me see.
I'm looking
5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. So there's 19 names per line here. So after we get through the first. So that round, so you're going to be looking down about Norm. You're going to be looking at 211, 210. So you're going to be looking at Norm, Justin. I think James said Dan Glasscock is going to bowl too, and he can go for a lot more than 210.
Oh yeah, he can. Yeah.
Smallwood's down there. I guarantee James. Smallwood drafted James when he moved here.
Smallwood drafted Trevor and I over the first year that
Smallwood is definitely on James's list, especially for 210, because I think he can get up north of 215.
Yep. I would honestly look at
Jared Kessler, Chris Quidiche, Altman.
I'd look at
Chenoa if she bowls, Nathan Hardman.
I'd probably go Smallwood, to be honest with you. Smallwood or Norm.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely take a look at Chris Quidiche.
Yeah.
Because I have bowled with him, and I do actually enjoy bowling with him. He was a fun bowl with.
Yeah, he's cool, and I think that he can go for a lot more than 210.
I like the value pick. I really, really like, though, on the 2, when you start getting to the 2.0s, especially down to 205, 206. I'm telling you, I really like John Hardman at 206.
because he broke his foot and he was out. Did you hear how that Colfax dropped a bowling ball on his foot?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
And so, Colfax was getting a ball out of his locker, and it slipped or something, or he opened his locker and it just rolled out and fell down, and it landed on Hardman's foot and broke his foot. So that's why he was out for like 8 weeks or 10 weeks.
I did not know that.
Something like that. So yeah, John Hardman definitely could be 215. I mean, I
think Jerry Gentry is also talking about adding his name to the league this year.
That would be really interesting too.
Jerry Gentry mentioned to me that he's wanting to bowl the draft league on Thursday.
He's a gamer. Tom Patton, even though he takes 18 steps now.
Barney Rubble.
Yep. Tom's a gamer too, so I would I would definitely roll the dice on Tom.
Sorry, I'm sent me a message here.
Okay, he could start one stepping at like Ryan Miller and still average 210 or 215.
I'm kind of surprised he hasn't done that, to be honest with you, but I think he feels like he needs the momentum to go forward.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to do what Ryan does, right? Which is really interesting because Ryan's like, I was just rehabbing some, and I've got this weird little kick step, and he's like, throw good enough taking one step. Why mess with the rest of them?
That weird shuffle thing with his foot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would go probably like Smallwood. And then I don't really know after that. It's kind of a crapshoot after that. You don't really know what's going to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm
there,
saying. So. Smallwood, maybe. I think that Smallwood, I don't think makes it out of the second round.
No, I don't think so.
I think he's taken fairly quickly, and he might even be. If I'm James and I'm picking last in the first round, if Jerry Jennings is available, I'm taking Jerry. If Mason Alvarado is available, probably taking him. I would also look at Noah, but Mike Smallwood is the name that I'm looking at if I was James, because either James is screwed for picks in the second round, because he could drop all the way down and take Smallwood at 210 in the first round and still be at 450. That's
the thing too, though, is if a guy like Jerry Gentry adds his name to the draft, that I know that one person sounds crazy, but that one person expands that draft a little bit. And that's another big name on the board that could be a player.
He makes it really interesting.
Yeah.
Because he's still got an awful lot of game left.
Yes.
I could see.
He just turned 50 this year. No, last year? This year?
He's about the same age as Jason.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Him and Crouch bowled together.
They're pretty close.
On Fridays. And then actually, Jerry had several 800s this year, too, at least.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say if Jerry's on the list, that's definitely a name that I think Jason's looking at, because nobody else is going to know him.
No, I'm not going to know.
And he'd be one of the best three ballers in the league.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think that's got to be a name that you take pretty early.
Oh, no, so he is. He's 52 or 53. Okay, so he is a little
bit older. Okay.
That's right. I got confused with Jason. Jason is the one that just turned 50.
Yeah, Jason just turned 50.
Sorry, I just added your age, man.
Yeah. Darn the luck.
Senior discount.
So yeah, we're looking at like third round. I think Brent will. God, if I could. Again, I'm thinking looking like Danny. I don't know. That's tough because you get into the second round, and so most of these people are still going to be available.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be in a position to draft Brent in the third round. If I can get Brent in the third round, my team is stacked.
Yeah, I like that.
Because once you get, if Chino, I don't think Chino is going to bowl. I think she will not put her name in the draft. She will sub. She will fill in if somebody else has to quit halfway through the year. I do not think that she will actually be a draftable person.
I agree with that.
Nathan Hardman is really solid. I mean, you get him for 208, but that's what he's going to give you 630 to 660 every single week.
Mm-hmm.
John Hardman, again, like you said. DJ Swanson was Keeler's two-hole, the two-handed kid.
Oh,
wore the Pikachu shirts.
Yes.
Twisted it up.
Yes.
I think he'd be a really solid, sneaky, good pick. Wedgie, Justin, that led off for Jared's team at 205. I like that. I definitely like Ryan Miller at 205. Plus, he's gonna be distracting people for like 2 or 3 pairs.
God, it drives me nuts. I have to let him go. I like the guy a lot, but I have to let him go. I just can't do it.
Matt Mace at 205. I think he can average more than that if he just tries a little bit.
Yeah.
I think
He's going to be there every week.
Yeah, he's going to be there every week. And I think that if he just even landing in there and cruising to 205, I think if he tries a little bit, he could be 210, 215.
I think so. I do think so. I don't remember who's his captain this year.
Russ? No, not Russ, because we bowled him last week.
Oh, who was it? That's going to drive
Jay?
me. No.
I think,
it might have been Jay.
I think it was Jay.
I really don't remember. That's going to drive me nuts.
It wasn't Zach Rhodes. James will know. And then we get down to Richard Allen at 201. Tyler Barnett, 201. Megan's not bowling. Jacobson at 198. Jacobson's gotten a little weird. Mike Gilmore, the lefty that throws the motive stuff, he's all over the place.
Well, he was used to be like 2-0, 210,
Hey,
and then he's just kind of.
he throws motive stuff and he plays fourth arrow. It's just not going to work.
That's
out.
fair. Jay's team was Caudell, Smallwood, and Gilmore. So no, it wasn't. Mace was on
Okay.
Tennyson's team. Okay, that makes some sense
that's
to me.
right.
And this is not a knock on Tennyson.
He took the highest average.
If Matt had a captain that would tell him, give him some feedback and say, "Hey, this is what I'm seeing," I think that it would help Matt a lot. I
yeah,
really do.
Tennyson's the wrong captain for Matt.
Yes, because Matt was the 2 times we bowled him this year. He was trying to stay way too far right for way too long, and he wasn't really. He was just kind of spinning it, and he never really did a bunch of moving. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I bowled with him and Brian Barr way back in the day in youth leagues.
Yep.
That was our team for the Saturday morning scratch league at Westridge after it opened.
Sorry, dog scared the crap out of me.
Yeah. Craig Dingle, I think he only bowled half the year, and so he's down at 203. He was a team captain 2 years ago.
Yes, he was. My guess is he's going to.
225.
My guess is he'll split with Larry again.
He will probably split with Larry again because I don't think he wants to bowl full time. That would be an interesting pick because Larry bowled really well this year. Craig had kind of a down year.
Yeah,
and
Larry.
so that's going to be a really volatile pairing.
Yeah,
because you're either getting 2-0 or 220. That could completely change things.
agreed.
But people are hesitant to take the combos, especially something like that it's going to be like where you're going to get 220 1 week and 2-0 the next week. That might actually slip to the third round.
Yeah, it might. And yeah, like you said,
That's
Larry
available.
bowled better this season than he has in a long time. So
Yeah,
it was cool to see that because just so you know, he's one of the owners of Royal Crest Lanes.
yeah.
Larry Burden. Shout out to Larry Burden.
But yeah, I'd like to see Kenzie Miller on the board, and I would definitely look at her maybe even in the second round. Because again, once we get down to the end of the second round, Kenzie's a lefty, and she kind of throws it like Rob does. Honestly,
Actually, yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah.
So I mean, and I don't put a whole bunch on it either, and so we're not gonna 2 lefties on the same teams. We're gonna equal 1 lefty. We're gonna
Right.
equal 1 Trevor, basically.
Yeah.
The
The
I would
league
absolutely
rule.
look at Kenzie.
League rule is the combos have to be within 5 pins of entering average.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So that'll make that interesting.
Combos are hard because of required 50-50 split. As the season closes, you're handcuffed on who has to bowl. Yeah, it's true. That's why one of the best ones ever was Yuri and Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, was Johnny or Yuri was at like 210, and then Johnny was like 230, 228, 230.
Yeah.
And we back.
Yeah. As the season closes, you're handcuffed on, and so the combo average was 211. The blind that we bowled Russ, because Russ had them this year, and neither one of them could make it. And so the blind score was 211.
Is that the combo of their averages? I take it.
Yeah, because Larry was 220 and Craig was 2-0. So
What do we record? Sorry, I'm looking at a screen here.
yeah, because that's the other thing is you've got to end up with a certain amount of. And if somebody has like an extra 5 weeks versus somebody else coming down the last few weeks in the season, you just got to take the other person has to bowl, or you just got to take the average.
Yeah. Trixel Samsonite. Sorry, Swanson.
Yeah.
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 Swimmy, Swami,
Swanson. Just look on the briefcase.
Samsonite. I was way off.
It started with an S, though.
Oh, jeez. So we've accomplished a lot of things. Luke doesn't want to bowl with me.
Yeah.
No. Like I said, I enjoyed the heck out of breaking down this draft. So, and it's a way early look, and we'll definitely do it again as we get closer. But
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
we can do something fun with it. It's kind of hard to do something fun with it since you're a captain, but like do a big board and see how many picks you get right.
Yeah, once we get the list, whether or not it's the week for, we'll just have to do a BDP that week.
Okay. Because
the draft is going to be August 15th. Because it's always the second. It's always my birthday week, so it's going to be, and that is the Thursday of the week in the middle of August. So it's going to be the 15th. We're going to start bowling the 22nd.
Yes.
And so we will have a list probably a week in advance. And so whatever that Monday is, the 12th, I think, we'll just have to have a breakdown pair on the 12th.
Yeah.
So that we can preview and look at where everybody's going to end
Just
up.
take a look and see too, like do something fun and take a look and see who's on the list and over there. Maybe we can get some of them to come in and call in, and we can bring them on here and talk about them. Say, hey, where do you think you're going to go and stuff like that too. We could do some fun stuff like that. Hi, buddy.
Is your buck sauce?
Or maybe we can get some captains on here too and say, ask them what their thoughts are. Oh, we got one here. You can talk. So
Is your buck sauce?
we'll figure it out. It'll be fun.
Woof.
Go talk to
What is woof?
Woof.
What is woof?
Pickle chips. Come here, pickle. Aspen. What are you
You
doing?
get 1 or 2 rings, max.
Aspen.
Anyway, it's been a lot of fun. We still have about 6 minutes left before we out of here.
A few minutes.
So if you got any other questions for us, fire them in here now. Otherwise, we'll just sit here and look pretty, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what. Again, we've got you might want to vote on whether or not you want to see a show on Memorial Day.
Oh, do you want me to do a poll?
It might be a poll on the group because we're not going to bowl the Memorial Day tournament because we're bowling Springfield that following weekend.
I'm not bowling Memorial Day
So
this year. First year I'm never going to do, or never. First year I'm not going to do it. So
yeah, we're not going to be bowling it either way. And so yeah, if you're available and we're available, plus it's Monday night.
it's Monday night. It's the other thing too is everybody's going to be ready to wind down. So why not turn on these two idiots?
Yeah, so I wouldn't have a problem with doing the show Memorial Day.
I've got no issues with it. I'll already be out of the camper and stuff all weekend, so I'll be fine to hi buddy.
What are you doing, buck sauce?
My goodness.
Hi.
I'll be fine to get on and do it. I'm good with it. So I'll get a poll going and I'll get one this week. I'll get one up there at some point.
Yeah. So it'll be 2 weeks. We'll have a couple of PWBA tournaments to talk about. What, buck sauce?
Also, please too comment on this video if you watch this far into these two
Yeah.
talk.
Nice.
Just comment on
nice doggy.
this video too, and I can take that into account.
Yeah. So we'll have some of the what? We'll have the first weekend of the PBA play.
You're stupid. Hey, stop it.
He says, "Turn it off."
Woof.
What is woof?
It's woof. It's a woof.
Yep, PBA playoffs to talk
Yeah.
about. Yep.
We'll have two PWBA tournaments because the first weekend is this weekend, and so we'll have a couple of PWBA tournaments to talk about. We're going to go again. We're going to Springfield first weekend of June. Nationals is in the middle of July, so there may not be a whole ton going on, but we'll also have our scratch doubles league starts.
Yeah.
You're bowling with Jason. I'm
Yep.
bowling with James Hoff. James is bowling with Zach Rhodes. So we'll still have some league stuff to talk about.
And we can just kind of
So,
yes.
yeah.
I'm totally lost train of thought what I was gonna say there. So disregard.
Just drilled you a sensor solid.
Oh yeah, we did just drill me a sensor solid, so I'm excited about
So
that.
you'll have a ball to try out and see what you think there.
I'm excited for that one.
I've been throwing nothing but the theorem and GB. The GB5, I finally got the cover settled down a little bit, and it's looked pretty good the last couple of weeks. But I've been throwing them. I actually just took 3 balls to league on Thursday night. It was just spare ball theorem GB5. I don't really see that changing anytime soon.
I'll take the sensor solid to the draft league, not the draft league. I'm sorry, to the
Yeah,
yeah.
we got a scratch doubles league. It's 4 games a week,
Yep.
double, and doubles, obviously. So, and there's a bunch of good teams in there, so we'll have something to talk about too.
Yep.
Is there a cap on average for draft picks? No. The only consideration is
Resetting of averages.
where that puts you going for. You can go bonkers as much as you want to go, but the higher average you pick, the lower that you'll be picking in subsequent rounds. So,
Good question.
So James is basically going to be picking last in both rounds. So just should have bagged a little bit more.
Yeah. Here's this pick job. If you want to put that away over there. You still have the trash can next to you? Before I forget it's in there.
Yep.
No, so we'll more than likely. Well, I wouldn't say more than likely. We might do a Memorial Day show. I'm good with it. So
I'm good with it too. I don't think we're going to be doing anything.
there's something I was going to say on this show, and I can't remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, we might have to go. And when's the golf tournament?
We were playing the golf tournament June 8th.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. So as soon as it's the following weekend after we get back from Springfield.
Oh, so that's what I was going to say. So we've got our dates booked for spring or for nationals next year.
Well, I'll give you money on Thursday when we get paid.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah,
I'm not too worried about it. Whenever you can.
But yeah, we'll just give you cash on Thursday.
That's fine. Our nationals are booked. We're going the weekend after we go to freaking Springfield. So literally, I'm going to go. I think we're talking about this. I think we're talking about bowling Springfield, and actually, we're going to drive. And believe it or not, it's already 4 hours out of the way.
And then just go down
right straight there.
Yeah, just go to Baton Rouge after that. And make a trip out of it.
Yeah, and it makes it only like a 6-8 hour drive from there.
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah, rather than driving 5 hours back this direction, just to turn around.
Problem is my daughter is doing a. She has state that weekend, so I'm going to miss that. It breaks my heart.
She'll be fine.
Cool Whip giveaway, Haas. Not tonight because we're running out of time, but I will definitely give something away on the next one.
Yep.
I didn't even think about it till just now. I do need to give some stuff away, so we can definitely do something.
The Max Thrills look good this weekend. I forgot now. Nico asked me at the very beginning of the show, what makes you say that they didn't look like a motive ball? They were clean, and then they rolled, and then they punched. Like, I haven't seen a motive ball shaped like that in a while because they were easy up front, but then they picked up really hard, and then they drove. That ball that EJ was throwing looked like an absolute power. It reacted like an absolute power, and that is crazy. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. What time we got? We're at a date. So.
Yep. Jonathan, Tiffany, y'all got a baby on the way here pretty soon.
Yep.
Getting close.
Guys, you'll have plenty of time to sit and watch the breakdown pair on Monday nights. Just joking. You watch all the time anyways. So we appreciate you.
Yep.
But, next show we'll need to give away a ball cup too.
Pickles? Yeah. We need to.
We'll give away a couple items.
We've been shipping stuff. And
Yep.
We're actually clearing out a little bit of inventory here too. So.
Don't be worried about tuning in late. We don't care. You're here.
Yep.
We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you to everybody.
Yep. I think the wife is upstairs cooking burgers and brats, and so.
I've got to go to the potty.
Yep. I'm going to get something to eat, and then.
You guys have a fantastic weekend, and I hope that you do well in your summer leagues this year, since they'll all be starting up here soon. So.
Yep. I've got plenty of videos coming your way too. I actually took the entire weekend and worked on a bunch of stuff. Plus, we're doing some live com stuff now too. Jesse Bauer drilled a hammer effect, and so I got some of that. So he's going to be our first two-hander on the channel.
You actually talked him into that?
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
He's mic'd up too.
Oh no!
And in one of the videos, he's like, and so I left this in there. He's like, Luke, I feel like my talking is stupid. So just do whatever you got to do because I'm all over the place. And I left it in.
Yes.
So
you're the man.
Yep. All right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. We are past 8 o'clock. Appreciate everybody that hung in this long with talking about a whole lot of nothing and having a draft board that you have no idea who most of the people are on there for most of the time. But we will see you in a couple weeks. May 14th, 13th, something like that. Whatever.
Same place, same time.
Yep. check the description. You can buy some cool shirts or.
Oh yeah.
It's getting a little warm for hoodies, but I think we're gonna have some more stuff, and I've got to put some stuff in myself.
T-shirt time.
So yep, we'll try to come up with some different stuff too. So,
Yep. We need to get some more designs.
Yep. Thanks everybody.